So let's talk about the setup position now with the driver, just to help you become more consistent with that setup, to help you get a more consistent direction and distance. So there's a few things we need to look at with our setup. One is ball position, the other is hand position, the other is our posture, and the other is our spine angle tilt in our setup as well, to make sure we have the correct angle of attack into the ball. So let's start with ball position. So a good thing to do is start with your feet together. Just turn out your left foot just to help your hips turn on the downswing. Then take a big step to your right. That gets you a nice wide stance. You want your feet to be slightly wider than your shoulders. Your ball position should then just be just between your left big toe and your heel. This is for right-handed golfers. So ball position on your front foot, stance nice and wide, giving you a good wide base, good foundation there. So once you've got that ball position on that stance width, we would then like to see your spine tilting slightly away from the target. What I see quite often is golfers, they stand around, they're a straight spine angle or even tilting this way. Now what that's going to do, that's going to give you a steep angle of attack. You're going to hit down into the ball and you'll have these sky marks on the top of your driver. So if you notice that you've got these marks on the top of the driver and you occasionally hit balls that just pop up in the air and they don't go anywhere, you've probably got a steep angle of attack. So check your setup, have a look if you're tilting this way, and if you pick the club up and then hit down into the bottom of the ball, then the ball just pops up in the air. So just check that. So what I want to see is ball position on your front foot, nice wide base, spine angle tilting slightly away from the target. Like I said, that's going to help you hit up on the ball. Another thing then to check is your spine angle position, your posture. So just make sure that you've got a nice straight spine, slight flex in the hips. So your pelvis should feel like it's tilting slightly, nice straight back there. That helps then with shoulder rotation. Now, you'll probably find that quite difficult if you're used to having a curved spine and a flat pelvis. So the best thing to do is just to check it in your reflection. Just every day in the mirror, just put a golf club across your hips, shoulder blades back, push your hips back, flex your knees, and just reach out as if you're holding an iron or holding a driver there. Just getting used to being in that position. And then that brings us to your hand position. So you want to make sure that in your setup, your hands are just in line with the golf ball. You don't want to be forward pressing, but you don't want them too far back. So just have them just in line with the golf ball on the instep of your left thigh. That's always a good mark there, just on the instep of your left thigh. And then with relation to how far you should be from the ball, I like to just feel that in my setup, when I reach out to the golf ball, I feel that my hands are just out in front of my shoulders. So as I stand to the side, you haven't got your hands in close, but they're not too far away. They're just out in front of your shoulders, just feel like you're reaching out a little bit. But then have a little rock onto your toes and your heels, and just make sure that your weight is in the middle of your feet. And that reminds me, actually, in your setup, when we do that spine angle tilt, so when you're tilting away from your target a little bit, you just want to feel like you've got about 60% of your weight in your back foot here. Because if we're over here, you'll probably end up with a bit of a reverse tilt. So just make sure you've got 60% of your weight in your back foot, ball position on your front foot, and then nice and smooth. And that takes us to video 3, where we're going to talk about the backswing there.